Space was silent, a cold, endless black. Stars blinked in the distance. Suddenly, a small red light blinked on a scanner. Commander Elric looked at the radar screen. "There's something floating near the asteroid belt," he said. Captain Raynor stood behind him. He was tall, serious, and always alert. "Send the drone." "Check what it is," Raynor said. The drone flew out from their spaceship and moved towards the object. After a few minutes, the image came on screen. It was a broken ship, cracked, burned, almost destroyed. "No life signals," said Elric. Raynor narrowed his eyes. "I want to see it myself." Their ship slowly moved closer. The docking team connected to the wreck. The doors opened. Air hissed out. Everything inside was dark. Burnt walls, broken wires, blood on the floor, then a sound. A small cry, soft, like a child. Everyone froze. Was that a child? One soldier asked. Raynor raised his hand. "Stay alert, weapons low, move slowly." They followed the sound. In the corner of a small room, under metal pieces and cloth, they saw something move. Raynor stepped forward and gently moved the metal. There she was. A small alien girl, maybe 6 or 7 years old. Her skin was light blue, her eyes big and glowing. She was shaking and hugging something, a glowing crystal. She looked at them, her eyes wide, full of fear. She said something, but they didn't understand. A strange language. "Don't be afraid," Raynor said softly, even though he knew she couldn't understand. The girl kept saying one word, again and again. "Data. Data." The crew looked at each other, confused. Raynor kneeled down. He held out his hand. She looked at him. For a long moment, she didn't move. Then, slowly, she reached out and touched his hand. Suddenly, the crystal glowed brighter. Raynor's eyes widened. His heart felt strange. For a second he felt warm, like he knew her, like he had seen her before. The girl stopped crying. She gave a small smile, only at Raynor. "Sir." "She smiled at you," said Elric. "I saw," Raynor said quietly. "Let's take her back, carefully." Back on the human colony, doctors examined the girl. She was weak but alive, no name, no ID chip. She didn't speak any known alien language. The crystal never left her hand. Raynor watched from outside the glass room. She was calm now, drawing something with her fingers in the air. Strange symbols. ELRIC. Came and stood beside him. "She's not in any database. No records. No match for her language or species," he said. "Did the ship have any logs?" "Wiped, burnt. Someone didn't want anyone to know who she is." Raynor sighed. "She said Data to me. She's just a scared child, Captain. Maybe you reminded her of someone." Raynor nodded, but inside he didn't believe that. There was something more, something deeper. When she looked at him, he felt it. That night, Raynor couldn't sleep. He kept thinking about her, the way she looked at him. The way the crystal glowed. He had no children, no wife, no family. He had spent his whole life in space, in missions, fighting wars. But now, he felt connected to this little girl. Suddenly he sat up. His chest hurt, a sharp feeling. He saw a flash in his mind, a memory that wasn't his. A green field. A blue sky. He was holding a small girl's hand. She was laughing, the same blue-skinned girl. She looked at him and said, "Data," Raynor gasped. He looked around. He was alone. What was that? A dream? A message? Then he remembered the crystal. It glowed when she touched him. The next morning, he went to see her again. The girl was sitting quietly. As soon as she saw him, her face lit up. She ran to the glass and pressed her hand on it. Raynor did the same. The crystal in her hand glowed again. But this time, a small image came out, a hologram. It showed a man and a little alien girl playing together, laughing, holding hands. The man looked like Raynor. Younger, maybe. But it was definitely him. Everyone in the room stared in silence. "She's showing us a memory," whispered a scientist. "But that never happened," Raynor said. "I don't remember this." The girl looked at him. This time she said clearly, "Data. Asterisk darkness. Silence." Cold. Leah stood in a wide, endless space. There was no floor, no sky, just stars floating around her. She was dreaming. In front of her floated the glowing crystal. It spun slowly. Then suddenly it cracked open. A light came out. Shapes appeared. A man. A girl. A place with green hills and a red sky. The man smiled. The girl laughed. They held hands. The dream faded. Leah opened her eyes. She was back in the white room, alone. The crystal was still in her hand, glowing softly like a heartbeat. Captain Raynor sat in the observation room, staring at the video loop of Lia's hologram. The moment where she showed him a memory, a life he never lived. "She keeps showing the same scene," said Dr. Kamra, head of alien studies. "She's trying to tell me something," Raynor said. Dr. Kamra frowned. "But it's impossible. You've never met her. You've never been off-world near that region. And still, her DNA has human markers, and one matches yours." Raynor didn't reply. He was thinking about the strange dream he had the night before. He saw her again, laughing, holding his hand. Like a daughter. Later that day, Raynor decided to speak to Lia alone. The observation room was empty. No scientists, no guards. Just him and the little alien girl behind the glass. "Lia," he said softly, "is that your name?" The girl tilted her head. He pointed at her and said, "Lia?" She smiled and nodded. "Leah," she repeated. Then she pointed at him. "Data." Raynor froze. "I'm not your father." She tilted her head again, confused. Then she touched the crystal. It glowed brighter. The hologram returned, but this time it changed. Raynor saw a scene he had never seen before. A lab. Bright lights, machines, scientists in white suits. A baby inside a glass tube. And next to the baby, a digital file. It said, "Project Leah, Human Alien Genome Trial Donor Sample." Capt. Raynor. Raynor's eyes widened. "What is this?" Dr. Kamra and Elric rushed into the room after hearing the alarms. "What happened?" Kamra asked. Raynor pointed at the frozen hologram still floating in front of them. "She's not my daughter," he said, slowly. "She was made." "Made?" Elric repeated. "In a lab," Raynor said. "They used my DNA to create her." The room fell silent. Dr. Kamra stared at the hologram. "That lab, it's not here. Look at the background. That's old Mars tech. The facility was destroyed 20 years ago. A forbidden genetics base." Raynor looked at Leah. She looked back at him with innocent eyes. No idea what they were saying. That night, Leah had another dream. This time it was not soft or warm. It was dark, cold, screaming. She was running. Lights flashing, sirens, people yelling, and a tall, shadowy figure chasing her, shouting in a language she hated. She woke up crying. The crystal glowed red. In his room, Raynor sat up. His chest burned again. More strange images hit his mind like lightning. He saw fire, a ship exploding, Lia's voice calling, "Data, help me." He rushed to the lab. He found Lia curled up on the floor. The crystal was now showing a broken ship, the same one they rescued her from. It was playing a message, a broken one. "This is Dr. Vesh. Project Lia is not a weapon. She's alive. They want her. If you find this, protect her. She knows the truth." Then static. Raynor stepped back, shaken. Dr. Kamra came running in behind him. "We ran another scan. You were right. That lab, Mars Sector 12, it's real. It's hidden under ruins, abandoned, but it's where she came from." Raynor looked down at Leah. "She didn't escape by accident," he whispered. "She was sent." As the ship prepared for a mission to the Mars ruins, Leah stood at the window, watching the stars. She pressed her hand to the glass. Far away, beyond the stars, something watched her too. A distant ship, black as space. Quiet and deadly dot inside. A voice hissed, "We have found the key. Prepare to retrieve her." A drop of blood rolled across the glass slide. Dr. Camera watched it under the scanner. The machines beeped, lights flashed. Data poured across the screen. But what she saw made her freeze. "No way," she whispered. She tapped the screen again. Zoomed in, checked the genetic code. Her assistant looked up. "Is there a problem, doctor?" Camera didn't answer. Instead, she walked slowly to the communication panel. She clicked a private line. "This is Dr. Camera," she said. "I need to speak with Captain Rayner. Now it's urgent." Meanwhile, Captain Rayner sat in his quarters, staring at a photo. Not a real one, a digital freeze frame from Lia's crystal hologram. It showed them both smiling, together, happy, a life that never happened. He touched the screen. "Who are you, Lia?" he whispered. Then the door buzzed. Rayner stood as Dr. Camera entered, her face pale, her hands shaking slightly. "You found something," Rayner said. Camera nodded. "I tested her DNA again. Triple-checked everything. And she's not just part human. She's part you." Rayner blinked. "We already knew she had some of my genes." "No," Camera said, stepping closer. "It's not just a match. It's a full 50% parent-child genetic link. As if you are her biological father." Rayner stared at her. "That's not possible. I've never..." Camera cut him off. "She was made using your DNA, probably in the Mars lab, that part we suspected. But there's more." She pulled up a screen. Showed a strange DNA strand. "This section is locked, encrypted. It's not natural." Rayner frowned. "What do you mean encrypted?" "She has data hidden inside her genes. Like a biological hard drive. It's alien tech, something we've never seen before." Later that day, in the genetics lab, the team worked in silence. They decoded the encrypted strands slowly, symbol by symbol. Each symbol was part of a message. And then, the computer spoke. "Project Leah, emergency protocol. Human-compatible genome carrying cosmic archive. If found, protect host. Host contains star map key to lost alien archives. High threat level." Rayner stepped back. "She's..." "A map," he said. Camera nodded. "She holds coordinates to something. Hidden, something important. Maybe alien knowledge. Maybe power." Rayner looked through the glass wall. Leah was drawing shapes on the floor with her finger again. "Circles, lines, stars. She doesn't even know," he said softly. "She's just a kid." That night, Leah had another dream. She was flying. Not in a ship, just her body, through space. Stars moved around her. Then, a giant door appeared floating in the middle of nowhere. Covered in symbols. The crystal in her hand glowed and the door opened. A voice spoke to her. "Only the key can open the past. And only the past can save the future." She reached out and woke up. The next morning, alarms rang through the base. Elric burst into Rayner's room. "Sir, you need to see this." They rushed to the command center. A transmission was coming in, unknown origin. No voice. Just a single image. A sketch of Lia's face. Underneath it, alien letters translated to, "Return the key, or we come for her." Silence filled the room. "They're coming," Rayner said. "Whoever made her, or whoever lost her." Camera stood beside him. "If they want her so badly, maybe what she holds is dangerous. Or maybe it's the only thing keeping us safe." Rayner replied. He looked at Leah's crystal again, now resting in a containment pod. Still glowing. Still pulsing like a heartbeat. Rayner made a decision. "We're going to Mars, to the lab. To find the full truth." Camera nodded. "We'll prepare the ship. In the hangar, Leah stood quietly, holding Raynor's hand. She didn't speak much, but she smiled as they boarded the ship. She looked up at the stars and whispered something in her language. Raynor leaned down. "What did you say?" She looked at him, eyes glowing softly. "Home," she said. Raynor felt something deep in his chest. Not fear, not duty. Love. He was ready to find the truth, even if it changed everything. Far away, in deep space, a dark ship activated. Alien voices echoed through the metal halls. "The key has awakened. We move now." Lights flickered. Weapons charged. They were coming. The surface of Mars was silent. Dust clouds danced across the red plains like ghosts. Wind howled over broken rocks and long-forgotten ruins. And deep beneath the ground, something ancient waited, buried in metal, buried in memory, buried in shame. Captain Raynor stood at the edge of a deep crater. Behind him, the research team prepared equipment. Leah held tightly to his hand. The crystal around her neck pulsed like it was alive. Dr. Camera looked at her. "Scanner, this is it," she said. "Coordinates match exactly. The lab should be beneath us." Raynor looked at the rocky ground. There was nothing but dust and stone. "No doors?" he asked. "Nothing, unless she opens it." Everyone looked at Leah. The little girl slowly stepped forward. She looked calm, almost like she knew this place. She walked to the center of the crater and knelt down. She placed the crystal on the ground. It sank into the dirt. The earth trembled. Lines of ancient alien lights began to glow, forming a circle. Then, a door opened beneath them, revealing a dark tunnel. Breathing warm air. Cameo whispered, "It's real." They stepped inside. The tunnel was long, made of black glass and strange metal. Faint lights flickered as they walked. The walls whispered in unknown languages. Leah stayed close to Raynor, her eyes wide, but not afraid. They passed empty rooms, broken machines, faded warning signs in both alien script and English. "Do not activate DNA Vault. Project LI, A Stage 5, unauthorized." Elric scanned a terminal. "Logs are locked. Everything is firewalled." "Let her try," Camera said. Leah walked to the screen. As soon as she touched it, the system came alive. Screens lit up. Old files opened. One file began to play automatically. A hologram of a woman in a lab coat appeared. "This is Dr. Evelyn Voss, head of Project Laya. Date, 22 years ago. We did it. We created a hybrid child, part human, part alien. Her DNA contains the encoded star map to the Shalari archives. Knowledge beyond anything we know. But the Council shut us down. They feared her, called her a weapon. They wanted to destroy her. I couldn't let that happen. So, I sent her away, across the stars, hidden in a ship, hoping one day her father would find her." The video froze. Camera looked at Raynor. "You were chosen. That's why she came to you." Raynor said nothing. His eyes were fixed on Laya. She was watching the hologram, not blinking. When it ended, she looked at him. "Data," she whispered. Again. And this time he didn't correct her. They reached a large chamber. Inside was a glass pod, cracked and empty. Symbols glowed on the walls, showing star systems, alien cities, and something more terrifying, a dark fleet. Elric zoomed in on the image. These ships, they match the ones approaching Earth, the ones who sent that threat. Kamra's voice trembled. "They want the archive. They want Leah." Suddenly, alarms began to beep. A signal had been triggered. "Someone knows we're here," Elric said. "They're tracking us." Leah's crystal glowed brighter. She stepped forward and touched a control panel. Another hologram appeared. This one a map of the galaxy, zooming in on a hidden point beyond known space. Raynor looked at Kamra. "That's where the archives are. But now they know we've found it," she said. The walls of the lab began to shake. Dust fell from the ceiling. Lights flickered. A voice came from the speakers, cold and mechanical. Unauthorized presence detected. Shutdown in 60 seconds. They ran. As they reached the exit, the tunnel collapsed behind them. Leah jumped into Raynor's arms. They escaped just in time. The entrance sealed again, forever. Back on the ship, the crew caught their breath, but Raynor stared out the window, thinking. They built her as a key, he said quietly. But she's more than that. She's alive, Kamra added. She's aware. And now, Raynor said, the ones who fear that are coming. Far away, aboard the dark alien ship, a creature stood before a screen showing Lia's face. The key has been activated. Another voice growled. Then Earth must fall. It began with silence. No alarms, no noise, just the stars. Slowly disappearing. One by one, they vanished from the sky, blocked by something massive. Something cold. Above Earth, 12 black alien ships floated like shadows across the atmosphere. No warning, no contact. Just presence. In Earth's orbit, Captain Raynor's ship, the Horizon Star, hovered on standby. Inside the command deck, everyone stared at the live feed. They're here, said Elric, his voice dry. On the screen, the alien ship stood still, but close, too close. Dr. Camera stepped forward. We tried sending signals, no response. Raynor clenched his jaw. They're not here to talk. Behind them, Leah sat quietly on a chair, her small hands gripping the crystal. Its light pulsed faster than before, warning them, Camera whispered. She feels them. Suddenly, the alien ships released a transmission, just one sentence, in a cold, translated voice. Return the key, or your skies will burn. Everyone in the room froze. Raynor stood tall. She's not a thing. She's a child. But Kamra's face had gone pale. Raynor. Look at this. She opened a live satellite image. A huge energy weapon was charging on one of the alien ships. Bright, glowing red. Aimed straight at Earth's surface. They had minutes. Maybe less. They're not bluffing, Kamra said. Raynor turned to Leah. She was staring out the window at the alien fleet. Her eyes were glowing again. Leah, he said gently, kneeling beside her. Do you understand what's happening? She nodded. They want the light, she said softly, touching the crystal. But the light is part of you, Raynor said. Without it, I know, she said. Kamra's voice cracked. She means to give herself up. No, Raynor stood. Not happening. A soft hum filled the ship. The crystal began to glow brighter and brighter until Leah suddenly floated up into the air, surrounded by light. The screens around the ship began flashing symbols. She's activating something, Kamra said. Wait, this isn't defense. This is a signal. A distress call? Elric asked. Kamra shook her head. No, a summon. Far away, hidden beyond Saturn's rings, an ancient satellite began to shake. It opened for the first time in thousands of years, and something inside it woke up. An automated message began to play across deep space frequencies. Key active. Calling Solari defense. Back on the ship, Leah slowly floated back to the floor. She looked tired but peaceful. What did you do? Raynor asked. I called them, she said. Who? My other family. Raynor stepped back. You mean your creators? Leah shook her head. No, not them. The ones before them, the ones who built the light. Kamra whispered, stunned. She means the Shalari, the lost civilization. The ones her DNA map leads to, Raynor added. If they're still alive? Kamra said slowly. They might be the only ones powerful enough to stop this. Just then, the alien fleet began to move. Not just one ship, all 12. They were descending toward Earth. Weapons ready. Target. Humanity. Target. The key. Raynor slammed his hand on the control. Prepare for battle. Across Earth, defense systems lit up. Human ships launched. Missiles locked. Shields raised. But inside the Horizon Star, everyone knew the truth. They were OUTM at TCHED. In the skies above. One alien ship opened fire. A beam of red light shot toward Earth, but before it could hit, a sudden flash of blue appeared in the sky. A giant Shalari vessel shimmering. Beautiful, glowing like a star had arrived. It blocked the attack with a wave of energy. Then more blue lights appeared behind it. Dozens, hundreds. Raynor's eyes widened. They came. Kamra whispered, "The Solari still exist." The alien ships hesitated. Then, for the first time, they sent a new transmission. Impossible. The key awakened the old ones. Fall back. Within moments, the black ships turned and vanished into deep space. Without a fight, Earth was saved, because Leah called them. Back in the ship, Leah fell asleep in Raynor's arms, safe for now. She didn't just carry a map, Kamra said. She carried hope, Raynor whispered. But in the darkness of space, a voice whispered inside one last retreating alien ship. We failed, but the key is still growing. Next time, she won't survive. Raynor was alone. Not in space, not on a mission. He stood in a memory. A quiet field, a gentle breeze, and a small blue-skinned girl running through wildflowers, laughing. She turned and called, "Data." He smiled and reached out to her, but the memory shattered like glass. Raynor opened his eyes. He was back in the war room. And Earth was not safe. Across the screen, a message glowed in red. Celestial Council requests the return of Project Leah. Reason, universal balance threat. Kamra paced behind him. They want her gone. Raynor's voice was tight. They were her creators. Now they want her back? They didn't create her, Kamra said. They allowed her to be made. Big difference. Leah wasn't supposed to survive. She's too powerful. Elric added, the crystal inside her holds more than a map now. After activation, she absorbed Zilari tech. She's becoming something else. Raynor shook his head. She's still a child. She's becoming more than human, Kamra said. They're afraid of what she'll grow into. A living weapon? A god? They don't know. Raynor stared at the screen. He had a choice now. Give her up. Or protect her. Down in the medical wing, Leah sat beside the viewing window, legs swinging. Watching the stars, Raynor walked in. She looked up and smiled. You had the dream too? Raynor blinked. What dream? The one with the flowers, she said, and me, and you. Raynor's chest tightened. That was your memory? Leah nodded. One of my favorites. He sat beside her. She leaned on his shoulder. They're scared of me, aren't they? Raynor didn't answer. I don't want to hurt anyone, she said. But I feel things, energy, time, space. It talks to me now. You're still you, Raynor said softly. I know, she whispered. But what if I stop being me? Later, Kamra brought a new report. It's confirmed, she said. If her energy levels keep rising, she could tear a hole in space-time by accident. Raynor stood silent. The Solari offered one solution, Kamra said. They'll take her to a stasis dimension. No pain, no aging, frozen, safe. Raynor closed his eyes. It's not safe, he said. It's a prison. Kamra hesitated. Raynor, if you protect her, the Shalari may not attack, but other species will. Rogue empires, hunters, they'll come. He turned slowly. So you're asking me to hand her over ... for peace? Kamra said nothing. Raynor whispered. I just found her. My own daughter. And now the universe wants me to lose her. That night, Raynor took Leah to the observation deck. Stars glowed outside like tiny promises. I need to tell you something, he said. She looked up at him, curious. They want to take you far away, where no one can hurt you. But he paused. You won't be able to see me again. Leah was quiet. She looked down at her crystal. I understand, she said. Raynor blinked. You do? I'm scared, she said. But if it keeps You safe, I'll go. Raynor felt his throat close. You're braver than me, he said. Then she reached into her pocket and gave him something, a small stone. Warm and glowing faintly. It's part of me, she said. Even if I go, you'll still feel me. At the last minute, as the Solari ship arrived to take her, Raynor stood at the loading ramp. Leah turned back one last time. The crew waited. Raynor closed his eyes, then opened them. No, he said. Everyone looked at him. She's not leaving. I won't give her up. Camera stepped forward. Raynor, she's not a weapon. She's not a threat. She's my daughter, and I won't let the universe take her from me. The Solari envoy's voice echoed inside the ship. Your decision will bring war. Raynor stood firm. Then, let it. He turned to Leia, picked her up, and held her tight. Whatever comes, he whispered, we face it together. Far beyond, in deep space, dark fleets awoke from sleep. Eyes opened. Weapons charged. The hunters had heard the news. The key was still on Earth. And now, they were coming. Before there was war, there was silence. Before there was fear, there was a child. And before Earth stood tall, it bled. Now, the stars were waking, and they were angry. In orbit above Earth, thousands of dark alien ships covered the sky like a storm. They had no name, no mercy, and no plan but one. Take the key. Destroy the rest. Inside the horizon star, Raynor stood still, hands locked behind his back. Leah sat beside him, her crystal now fully awake, glowing with every color of the galaxy. Camera looked up from her console. They're jamming every signal. Shields are holding, but just barely, Elric frowned. Even the Solari won't help us now, they warned us. We chose to keep her. Raynor nodded. And we were right. Leah stepped forward, barefoot, silent. Her eyes glowing soft blue. She turned to Raynor. I'm ready. He shook his head. You don't have to fight. She looked into his eyes. I'm not fighting. I'm freeing them. Down on Earth, civilians took shelter. Cities shut down. Skywatchers everywhere stared at the sky, waiting for fire. But instead of fire, they saw light. A pulse of energy rippled through the clouds, from space, then from the oceans, then from deep underground. Human tech, long hidden, began to activate. Ancient codes and Earth systems, gifts from an old alliance. Raynor's voice echoed through every human channel. This is Captain Raynor. Earth is not alone. Humanity never was. We were always meant to rise, and now we stand. The first wave hit. Black ships fell toward Earth like knives. But they were met with resistance, human defense satellites, war drones, Solari-powered shields, and one unexpected force, Leah. She floated above the ship, barefoot in space, untouched by gravity. The crystal around her neck pulsed and expanded. Not a weapon, a living field of energy. As enemy ships fired, the energy bent around her, turning light into sound, sound into wind, and wind into nothing. Raynor whispered from the deck. She's becoming more than a signal. She's becoming a force. Kamra nodded. She's rewriting the laws of space around her. One alien warlord screamed through the comms. The key is unstable. End her now. They launched everything, lasers, cannons, gravity bombs. But the sky bent backward. Leah raised one hand. Every beam froze mid-air, then reversed, folding back into the ships that fired them. Explosions lit the stars. One by one, the invaders fell. But then, silence. Leia began to fall too. Raynor rushed to her side. As she drifted back into the ship, her skin glowed faintly. She smiled, but her eyes looked distant. You used too much, he whispered. She nodded weakly. I wasn't made to stay here, Data. Just to finish something. No, Raynor said, holding her tightly. There has to be another way. Camera checked the readings. Her energy is expanding. If she stays in this form, She could break the balance of space itself. Leah placed the glowing stone, the one she gave him, back in his hand. "It'll always connect us," she whispered. "Even across galaxies." Then with one final breath, she smiled and vanished into light. The war ended. The skies cleared. Earth stood. But Raynor didn't move. He stood on the deck, stone in his palm. Heart heavy. "She wasn't our weapon," he said quietly. "She was our hope." Months later, peace spread across human space. All species, even former enemies, signed a single code. No more keys. No more experiments. No more lies. Raynor never returned to command. He traveled the stars, alone, searching. Not for Leah. He knew she was gone. But sometimes, when the stars aligned just right, he heard her laugh in the wind. And the crystal in his pocket would glow, warm like a heartbeat. Leah was never lost. She had simply gone home.